my story today about a monster that is around. It is almost everywhere.
George? What's the big question?
There's a lot of them. What's outside? What's beyond what the sensor can see? Why are we here? How long have we been here? How much time do we have left?
But what's the biggest one?
What if everything you know to be true, everything you've been told by the people you love, was, in fact, just one big lie?
And that's your biggest worry?
Yes, any kind of virus, but most probably something similar to influenza.
Because of air travel?
Through the air. Coughing.
I'm sorry, I meant people on planes. That was something you described in your book.
Yes, a new virus in Madagascar, say, could be in Chicago within a matter of weeks, and we end up with a global pandemic. Pan meaning all, the whole world becomes sick all at once.
And Dr. Newman, you're also an epidemiologist. I presume the prospect of a viral pandemic keeps you up at night as well?
No.
No?
No.
All right, well, that's our show.
No, mankind has been at war with the virus from the start. Sometimes millions of people die, as in an actual war, but in the end, we always win.
But you, just to be clear, you do think microorganisms pose a threat?
Oh, in the most dire terms.
Bacteria?
No.
You like saying no?
Yes.
Not bacteria, not viruses, so...
Fungus. Yes, that's the usual response. Fungi seem harmless enough. Many species know otherwise, because there are some fungi who seek not to kill, but to control. Let me ask you, where do we get LSD from?
Where do you get it from?
It comes from ergot, a fungus. Psilocybin, also a fungus. Viruses can make us ill, but fungi can alter our very minds. There's a fungus that infects insects, gets inside an ant, for example, travels through its circulatory system to the ant's brain, and then floods it with hallucinogens, thus bending the ant's mind to its will. The fungus starts to direct the ant's behavior, telling it where to go, what to do, like a puppeteer with a marionette. And it gets worse. The fungus needs food to live, so it begins to devour its host from within, replacing the ant's flesh with its own. But it doesn't let its victim die, no. It keeps its puppet alive by preventing decomposition. How? Where do we get penicillin from?
Fungus.
Oh.
Dr. Schoenheis, you're in distress.
Fungal infection of this kind is real, but not in humans.
True, fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees. And currently there are no reasons for fungi to evolve to be able to withstand higher temperatures. But what if that were to change? What if, for instance, the world were to get slightly warmer? Well, now, there is reason to evolve. One gene mutates, and an Ascomycetia, Candida, ergot, Cordyceps, Aspergillus, any one of them could become capable of burrowing into our brains and taking control, not of millions of us, but billions of us. Billions of puppets with poisoned minds, permanently fixed on one unifying goal: to spread the infection to every last human alive by any means necessary. And there are no treatments for this, no preventatives, no cures. They don't exist. It's not even possible to make them.
So if that happens...
we lose.
We'll be back.
In the earth, and the water, in the air, and the rocks, in the trees, and the teeth, in the guts, and in the forest and in the nose. It pierces us with its nasty tentacles and sows everywhere its spore. From her suffer and slowly die trees, plants, animals, people. She is that monster, parasite. It's not just microbes, micro-robots. It is the queen of mildew, cobwebs, and mucus itself. This is Mycelium. All mushrooms are just the tip of the iceberg of a large web, networks of this organism. Mushrooms are only a visible part. Growths of Mycelium. This is the tip of the iceberg. The mushrooms that climb to the surface are needed in order to spread the spores that are located under the dome mushroom skirt, which is called a hat. Here's the mildew, all the same. The same hats, turning into a bag with spores. Just like lycoperdon have.
Mycelium spores, harmless, harvested from the fungal species Prototaxidus stelaviatori, which we grow in our cultivation bay. Did you know that? Because you broke in. We're not creating a new way to kill. We are creating a new way to fly. An organic propulsion system. The Glam was traveling on these when disaster struck. You yourself have jumped across the mycelial network. Nothing bad happened. Just the ship's walls got a little damp, that's all.
Black alert. How do you travel on spores?
Imagine a microscopic web that spans the entire cosmos. An intergalactic ecosystem. An infinite number of roads leading everywhere.
The veins and muscles that hold our galaxies together.
Now, if the discovery can be anywhere and gone in an instant, that's how you beat the Klingons. That's how you win the war. And we must win the war. But that's just the beginning. Imagine the possibilities. And that is the kind of thinking that wins wars. The kind of thinking I need next to me. Universal laws for lackeys. Context is for kings.
And all of them, mushrooms, they have one intellect, one center. Queen of mushrooms, the queen fungus. Here are the observations and conclusions of one professor who studied mobile mildew for about 70 years. He discovered that it is nothing more than a bag of amoebas in the mucosa. They demonstrate the form of intellect. When they are separated, they begin to merge, forming the center of growth. Clusters. Something is moving them, something that collects the distant pieces in a unit and gives them direction, something from which they accumulate and form the body of the mildew fungus, stem and head, with spores. All diseases are mainly Mycelium. On Russian, flu is spelled grip, P on the end, and mushroom is spelled grib, B on the end. The letter B in the word grib is changed to make a confusion. Some kind of virus of grip? No, this flu is caused by the infestation of Mycelium. It slowly kills, infiltrating and gobbling the flesh. Trees could live hundreds of years. They are immortal. They are not dying of aging. They are being killed by Mycelium. Garden trees are being killed by Mycelium. They hardly reach the age of 20 years. What you see on the leaves is called black cancer. Caries is also a Mycelium. Dandruff is a Mycelium. Coryza, snot, Polyps in the nose, also Mycelium. To protect the ears from the fungus, the body secretes sulfur. People even said that if you do not clean your ears, mushrooms will grow in it, so it means that there were cases. Bloating of the stomach is a mildew in the guts. It is also Mycelium.
What happened to you? Oh, hi. Joe Clarendon. Call me Beaver.
Rick McCarthy here had a bad night in the woods.
Welcome. Is that frostbite?
Well, I get the same thing from peanuts. It's allergy.
It's silicon fungus, external manifestation of Mycelium in the body of the carrier.
Rick ate some berries in the woods.
Oh no.
You know what I think? I think you need to lie down and take you a little nap.
You know, I bet you're right. Thank you for taking me in. Thank you both.
Mycelium of the intestine constantly forces to eat a lot, inflicting the mind to get the raw materials. She evokes the desire, a hallucination of the images of those products that she wants the carrier to eat, causes hallucination with active salivation. And punishes for disobedience, for conscious refusal, abstinence. Basically, these are products containing animal protein, fatty and delicious, stuffed with hormones and steroids. Sweet, milk-containing products, chocolate, cake, ice cream, bakes and the like, foods on eggs, animal protein.
Давайте поговорим о дрожжах. В пекарной промышленности, чтобы ускорить процесс, используют дрожжи. И эти дрожжи начали использовать у нас еще в 1935 году впервые. Получали их на основе самого дешевого сырья, отбросов хлопка, кукурузных початков старых и целлюлозы. И вывели такой сорт термофильных дрожжей, которые не разрушаются при термической обработке. Они попадают внутрь организма, внедряются в биосферу кишечника, засоряют все ворсинки кишечника. И даже, представляете себе, в Германии в период Первой мировой войны испытывали эти дрожжи как биологическое оружие. И у них был такой проект, который назывался «Маленькая смерть». Больше того, был такой ученый французский с немецкой фамилией Вольф, который провел эксперимент. Он посадил раковую опухоль в пробирку с такими дрожжами, и она стала с огромной скоростью расти. Как только эти дрожжи с этой пробирки убрали, рост опухоли прекратился. То есть понимаете, насколько это вредно. И самое интересное, что это входит в ГОСТ. Так вот, хлеб, испеченный по ГОСТу, он имеет право содержать в себе такие дрожжи.
We're not gonna make it, are we?